When I was young, I visited my grandmother throughout the summer holidays. She would tell me stories based on myths about Indian gods and goddesses. This fascinated me as I dived deeper into a world of monsters, warriors, beasts, and heroes who would vanquish the opponent valiantly. I still remember the smell of my grandmother as I huddled close to her, swaddled in blankets. This was an on-switch for my imagination. It was how I started reading. I believe that the myths that have been passed down from our ancestors are important. They are a piece of oral history that we need to cherish. Even though the world is moving forward and becoming more advanced, we should still remember these old myths and legends. They are a way of storytelling. I believe that all of these myths and legends are a way our ancestors perceived the world. These are a fantastical way. All of our stories arc from here. Storytelling is a unique way for people to develop respect for other cultures and can promote a friendly relations and understanding towards people from different lands and religions. Without stories, there would be no cultural sharing of what it means to be a community or even a nation. Through stories, we share passions, emotions, expressions, and we find common ground with others so that we can connect and communicate with them in a way that they will understand. Stories are universal. They carry values and significance that help us understand everybody better. Every myth, story, or legend gives insight into how every person believes the world and how they perceive it. These stories often survive as the oral history of important cultural values. In the past, the myths and legends were recited by elders and priests. Some were passed down through each family generation. In order to remember them, we wrote them down. They did not prove useful. If you don't read a book or open it, what's the use of having it? Many of these myths were to explain things our ancestors did not understand. For example, the Greeks, they envisioned a minotaur below the earth in a labyrinth, a very complicated maze. Problems would occur on the surface due to these minotaur bellowing, like earthquakes. Though most of these were just natural problems, they were still creative in the way that they tried to show it and explain it, which shaped the future ideas. Another example of a Greek legend is Hephaestus, the god of inventions. He created the first robot, Talos. Talos was full of ichor, the fluid of the gods. Though he is a robot, he craves immortality, just like a human. These ideas of immortality have been implemented into different forms, like movies and books. One example of a book is Whiz Pop Chocolate Chop. It is based on the ideas of immortality. Many of our movies and our plots the plots that are there are based on immortality. The characters try to strive to be immortal. These ideas are being contemporized and being shown in a new way. We need to understand the fact that myths have an important place in our life. They are the memories of our culture and they are the future ideas. They may not always be logical, but we can use them in different forms to convey the messages we're trying to send. They have always been the bridges that connect us from us to the other cultures and religions. They are being modernized and being worked upon to make a new version of them. So, next time you hear a myth or legend, understand its importance. Thank you all very much for listening.